up Betty?
She's all gussied up. It's almost her bedtime, so she's not as excited as we are. Welcome to our virtual podcast launch party.
For Arner Adventures Podcast.
Yay!
Sponsored by Sugarwish.
Sponsored by Sugarwish. Thank you, Sugarwish.
Thanks, Sugarwish.
We are so excited that you're here. And, before we do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and get Betty White down. She wants to get down, and actually, she is going to be monitoring all any comments or questions that come in during the show. So if you have any questions or comments, Betty is going to be the one monitoring it tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get her situated and let her get comfortable.
Man,
wow!
What
a day!
Three episodes.
3 episodes dropped. For those of you who listened to all 3 already, wow!
Count them, 1, 2, 3. And
we're so excited.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you so much for all of you who have already supported us in such a huge way.
Sure.
This is something that Jerry and I have literally worked on this podcast for about a year.
Yeah.
Sort of the concept behind it, and we are just so excited that this whole vision of what we were thinking about and wanted to do has sort of come to life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was all last year's work kind of came to where we wanted it. And
yeah.
3 episodes in one day was just kind of a big thing. So if you hung in for all 3, thank you.
Yeah. So,
cheers.
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 Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're having a drink since this is a virtual podcast launch party. We have a little, if you see on the screen, we have a little disco ball. We tried to make this as a virtual party-esque as we could. So this is a cocktail that we have on our blog of Jerry's Island Champagne Cocktail. If you want the recipe for that, we'll link it here.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
It is delicious.
It is.
Yeah.
But maybe get a cocktail of your choice or any beverage, and hopefully you'll have some fun. So we want to go ahead and again thank Sugarwish for sponsoring this tonight. If you are attending this, you have entered the chance to win an extra large gift pack from Sugarwish. So we will go ahead and show you what that is. It is so exciting. The extra large gift pack, of course, is giant, and it's wonderful. If you're not familiar with Sugarwish, Sugarwish is a great gift idea. It's one of those things where, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, and they have something for everybody.
Yeah.
At Sugarwish, yeah.
Yeah, Betty White loves Sugarwish. We have received Sugarwish gifts, and we have given Sugarwish gifts. It's one of those really great things where even if it's last minute and you need a gift idea, you can just get on their website, sugarwish.com, pick out a gift size, and then it just goes to their email or text, and then they receive it with your message, get to pick out their gift, and it arrives to them in their mailbox.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's so convenient. So convenient.
Yeah.
It's such a great idea. Once again.
And for dogs too. And as you saw in that little snippet, Betty loves her Sugar Woof gift.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
So thank you for them for sponsoring this. And after this is over, we are going to draw from all of you who are attending to see who wins the extra large gift pack. So thank you for attending this tonight. Of course, for a party, you got to have a giveaway. So anyway, so I guess what we'll get to is why we decided to have a podcast, because look, we know there are a lot of podcasts out there.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of them, and the last thing we wanted to do was just to put something out that didn't matter, or just to have, something to hear ourselves talk. We get a lot. We hear ourselves talk a lot.
Yeah.
I think Jerry hears me talk a lot. So we didn't want to.
She's a talker here. Right. She does give me my space too. It's all. But yeah, well, that's why we put so much thought into it too. That's why we spent so much time thinking about how we wanted to approach it and what kind of content we wanted for it, so that it did have some originality and possibly stand out a little bit from the gazillions of other podcasts that were out there.
Yeah, we really wanted to, well first we did have a few people saying you should create a podcast, and every time they said it, I remember thinking, well, what would we say? We're blogging about what matters to us, and what we found is that people would still send us questions about things. And I think when you blog, you're putting your personal story out there, but you're not really verbalizing your personal story. And you're also not creating a space where you're allowing the people who inspire you to come and maybe talk about their story. So we decided that the Arner Adventures Podcast would be a space where we would not only talk about how we live minimally but fully, and experience life and have adventures, and where that is really important, and how we got here. And if you listen to the first episode, you already know that. But also have these great guests, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the fun part that you can't do when you're blogging. Just bringing some great guests, and of course immediately, right off the bat, you got a list of people that you think about anyway, or you've thought about sometime. Boy, I wish I had more time to talk to that person. Mm-hmm. And day-to-day life, sometimes it's hard to just get in conversations with people. So this gives you an opportunity with people you've met, or with some people we already know, that it's like, oh, I've always wanted to ask so-and-so this and that.
Yeah. And
you can get them on here, and do it here, and do it in front of a lot of people who might find this interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's people who, well, actually all of the time, they're people who really inspired us and really created a spark in our lives. Mm-hmm. And when we decided that we were going to do this and not just hear ourselves talk and have guests on here as well, we immediately created this dream list and were amazed when people said yes. I mean, we're freaking out when people said yes, because they're people who we were so excited to read their books, to see their content, to see how they took their lives and lived it, and decided that they were going to live the life that they wanted, and they were going to cultivate their life and be their own spark. So mm-hmm. we're so excited.
Yeah, it's been really gratifying for us to have them respond and say, yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And we go, did they get the wrong number? No, they're answering me. Wow. And it's just really gratifying.
Yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah.
And we think that if you are someone who has been following our blog, or someone who enjoys our content at all, you are going to be thrilled about the guests. It's so exciting. So I think what we'll do is kind of maybe tell you a little bit about how you can have a little bit of input in some of the questions of upcoming recordings of those guests and the upcoming interviews with those guests. If you would like to be on the early in the know of who the guests are, we will link here how you can get on the list, so that we will send it out and you will know who is coming up, and you can submit questions that you can ask the guests in those interviews.
Yeah,
which is really exciting.
That would be exciting.
Yeah.
I think it would help us out a lot too, because we might come up with some stuff we don't think about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think another thing that we thought that would be helpful during this launch party is that there are quite a few people in our lives who, when we told we were going to be having a podcast, more than we thought, said, well, that's really great. How do I listen to it? And I think that too often there are people who have podcasts and just expect that everybody listens to podcasts. And not everybody does. So we're going to take a moment now to walk through how you find our podcast. And we're not going to expect that everybody knows how. If you found it today and you've already listened, again, thank you so much. And the fact that you're even here and you're interested in knowing how to watch our podcast, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we're going to take a moment now to walk through how to find our podcast and watch it on whatever platform you want to watch it on. The easiest route is to go to arneradventures.com, our website. Click menu, go down to podcast, which takes you to episodes and show notes. When you click that, it brings you to our latest episode. At the top, you will see subscribe on, and it has the most popular platforms of podcasts. This is not all of them. It's just the most popular. You see Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeart, Google Podcasts, and Audible. All of these link directly to our podcast. I'm going to click Spotify so you see that it opens directly to the Arner Adventures podcast. So I hope that walkthrough helps clarify some of the things of how to access the podcast. And then, worst case, like it says, you can just always go to our website, and we have ways that you can just click to get to any of the episodes.
And what was that, Betty? Betty White said that some of you have asked what show notes are.
Yes, so show notes. We do mention show notes in the episodes. So show notes are, you can think of it as sort of a resource guide, a way to reflect on things that we talk about during the episode. Since it is a verbal way that we are communicating with you, it's a way that we can sort of say, link in bio, or here's the link. If we're saying something about providing information to you that we know that we want to get to you, we want to provide it for you. So we want to have sort of a one place, a guide, show notes. They're just notes about the show. So what we do is we provide a place for that, which is sometimes this is where it can kind of get a little confusing. Depending on those platforms of how you listen to your podcast, the platforms sort of put our information out there in a different way. So what we decided was that we would keep all of our show notes on our website. So if you look in the descriptions on whatever way that you're going to listen to our podcast, it will always tell you that the show notes will be found at this link, which is on our website. It's just an easy, streamlined way to find the information. So, for example, in one of the podcasts, we could mention, I know that on one of the ones that dropped today, I mentioned Hilton Carter, a plant stylist. So I could say, his information is down in the show notes. So his information of how you could find him is down in the show notes. When we talked about our no-buy gear guidelines, those are in the show notes, and we linked those in the show notes. So it's just a way that you can find that information in an easy way. So Betty, hope that helped that person who asked.
Thank you, Betty.
Yeah. So a lot of you are really excited about the Sugarwish prize. So we will definitely announce that prize after the show is over. And again, thank you so much to all of you who have listened today. I guess that the last thing that we will do is because this is super important. I know a lot of people say it, is the review and ratings of the podcast. So in order to sort of continue as podcast hosts and creating content, you sort of need to receive ratings and reviews, and that is something that is super important for us.
Yeah, we need your feedback.
Yeah. So at the end of every episode, you're going to hear us continually ask, please give us a rating or review of the podcast. 5-star reviews are often preferable. So we are going to we're going to put a link here. There's a great link of someone on YouTube who put together sort of an easy peasy walkthrough of how to do it on iTunes. We are actually Android people, so we don't have the iTunes way on our phone, so we couldn't walk through how to do that for you. So we will play that now with how to do it on iTunes.
Here's how to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. First, click the podcast app, then click search. Enter the name of the show that you want to leave a review for and subscribe to. Once you find the show that you want, click the show. Click the subscribe button at the top. You're now subscribed to the show. In order to leave a review, scroll down to the bottom and click the number of stars that you want to rate the show for. Then you can write a review. Click send so that the review goes through. That's it. Well done. Thank you for watching.
So as you can see, that is just a super easy way to give us just a quick review. Super important.
It's the best way for us to keep going.
Yeah.
Getting your feedback.
Yeah.
And we want to try to make it as easy for you as possible, so I hope that explained a few things.
Yeah.
Just anything that you guys want us to address, or any questions, send us a DM or email us, and we can try to help you out with that.
Yep. We are all open to hearing any of that stuff, and we would love to respond to you with any feedback. We are all ears.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably all. We are so excited to everything about all of this, and we're so enthused that you guys have been on this journey with us. From those of you who've been on it from the beginning, and those of you who are new, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We do have someone who wants to say hello really quickly though. So Betty White wanted to say hello to everyone, and she did such a great job on the comments and the questions tonight and addressing it. So I hope she was kind to everyone. I know she was. Right, Betty? Right? Can you say hello to everybody? Hello. So thank you again so much. And, you know, our Betty White, of course, was named after the Betty White, the first Betty White. And as you all know, we lost the Betty White New Year's Eve, which was very hard for our family. And so there's a quote that we love, and we think that it resonates, and we thought that we would share it with you tonight.
Yeah, it's well, one of our favorites. Everybody needs a passion. That's what keeps life interesting. If you live without passion, you can go through life without leaving any footprints, and that is from the legendary Betty White, who we lost just a few days ago.
Yeah.
December 31st.
So I hope that quote resonates with you. It definitely resonates with us, and we know that 2022 has a lot coming for us. A lot of abundance.
Abundance.
That's our word. That's our guiding word for the year. It's our Betty White's guiding word, right, Mama? Yeah. So we are wishing you all a wonderful year ahead. Thank you so much for attending our launch party, and stay tuned. We're gonna announce on maybe our Instagram stories or something in just a few who won the extra large gift pack. We'll contact that person in just a bit.
Yeah,
so
exciting.
Yeah, thank you so much,
thank
and
you.
we'll see you
been quite
on
a
our
day. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, it's been such a great day. Thank you all, and have a great night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.